my whole thing is like this with bro. Why would you want to be gangster, man? Like being gangster don't do nothing for you. You got all this money. You are a superstar in the NBA. Why would you want to play up the stereotype that has already been put on you by certain entities and corporate entities? They already look at you like you a gangster, a thug, and you wanna play into what they already look at you like. Come on, bruh. Do better. Do better for yourself. Come on, man. You don't need to be sitting up here acting like what you not, man. Like, take a page out of Zion Williamson's playbook, man. Take a picture out of any one of these young black NBA players, like any one of your peers. Like, bro, don't play into the stereotype that they already put on you. Come on now. Not you, not somebody who is a young black millionaire. Oh, bro, you got all this money and you trying to play gangster, trying to play like a thug, trying to play like whatever. Like, look at what playing a thug has gotten some athletes. You know, look at how there are some athletes who have come from like the roughest parts of America and been able to keep a certain profile without anybody looking into the fact that, hey, what's his name? Damian Lillard is from Oakland. He's from the hood. But I don't see Damian Lillard doing nothing hood for anybody to comment. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? The running back. What is his name from Oakland? Dang, I can't think of his name right now. But bro, yeah, he might talk like a certain way, but he's managed to keep himself out of the way of whatever stereotype they got for him. I think who else? Richard Sherman is another one. Bro is from the hood. I believe he went to an Ivy League school. Played on championship teams, got rings and everything like that. I don't see him doing no type of plan to be a gangster. Like Ja Morant really gotta like look at his priorities better, man. Like, playing gangster ain't gonna do nothing but get you tossed out of the league or get you playing overseas, man. For real. Selective reaction, also known as selective outrage, is a phenomenon where individuals or groups express anger, sadness, or concern over certain issues while remaining indifferent or silent about other equally important or even more pressing issues. The phenomenon is prevalent in our society and can be seen in the public eye through various mediums such as social media, news, and other forms of communication. Selective reaction is a complex social phenomenon that arises due to a variety of factors such as the individual's societal identity, group affiliation, beliefs, and values, as well as the media's coverage and portrayal of events. It is often driven by emotions, personal experiences, and biases, which can affect how individuals perceive and react to different events. In our society, selective reaction can manifest in various ways. For example, individuals may show outrage over a particular incident of police brutality against a specific minority group while remaining silent or indifferent to other forms of police brutality. Similarly, people may express outrage over the death of a celebrity while ignoring the deaths of thousands of people in war or natural disasters. One of the key factors that contribute to selective reaction is group identity. People tend to identify more strongly with their own social groups and are more likely to show outrage over events that affect their own groups than those that affect others. For example, individuals who belong to a specific religious, racial, or ethnic group may be more likely to show outrage over events that affect their group. Another factor that contributes to selective reaction is the media's portrayal of events. The media plays a significant role in shaping public opinion and can influence the levels of outrage that people express over different events. The media's coverage of events is often biased, and it can exaggerate or downplay certain events based on their perceived importance or newsworthiness. Moreover, selective reaction can also be driven by political or ideological beliefs. People may express outrage over events that align with their political or ideological beliefs while ignoring events that contradict them. For example, individuals who identify as liberal or conservative may show outrage over certain political issues while ignoring others. In conclusion, selective reaction is prevalent as a phenomenon in our society that can manifest in various ways. It is often driven by a combination of factors such as group identity, media portrayal, and politics or ideological beliefs. While selective reaction can be harmful and decisive, it can also be a powerful tool for social change if directed towards addressing systematic issues and promoting justice and equality. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to welcome you to the No News Just Facts podcast. This is episode what is this gonna be? Episode 83. And man, do we got a lot to talk about. Do we have a lot to talk about? I'm serious here. I don't think there's anything I have to say as far as it's a lot to talk about. And yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much more of your time. We definitely got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's get it started. Now, if y'all didn't know, we're already going here. We're gonna start off. With some very unfortunate news. Unfortunately, even though this is not the news, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So, Ja Morant got in trouble for flashing a gun on his Instagram Live. Now, I don't know if Ja has learned anything from what happened beforehand. Let me just see if I could go ahead and just find find the story on it real quick. Just give me a second here. Let me just find story because I don't know how long he got suspended for, but I mean he should have learned already. He should have learned already from the amount of times he already got drug tested, or it's a culmination of just being drug tested this many times, or the whole thing with the Indiana Pacers. It's he should have just learned from all of that and just like tucked his head down and like stayed out the way, because now they're trying to now what they're trying to do is, I said it last time, didn't I? I said it last time. They're gonna use you as an example, bro. Like, you know how I made this comparison last time. I had a story about, there was a story about Ja Morant. Allen Iverson. They did so much to try to damage Allen Iverson because he was from the hood. He's from what is that? Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. He's from Virginia. This buddy is straight from the hood, you know, hanging around street dudes and everything like that. He has all this money. He's a millionaire, and I don't know if they drug tested Allen. I don't know if even being drug tested in the NBA back then even was, you know, I don't even know if that was even a thing back then. But I mean, I can tell you this. Number one, Allen Iverson, they never let him be the face of the NBA. Do you know why they never let him be the face of the NBA? Because he was too hood. Allen Iverson was too hood, and David Stern didn't like the image that Allen Iverson was carrying, wearing do-rags and wearing chains and all that, not just the way he dressed, the tattoos, you know, all of that. David Stern didn't like all of that. So I'm sure they kept a magnifying glass on Allen Iverson, and whenever Allen Iverson would get into trouble, it would be all, you notice how it would be all over the news? That's the targeting. That's the targeting. They targeted him and they used him. Now this case is different because Ja Morant is not from the hood. Ja Morant is not really actually from the hood, from what I'm to understand. I think he's more like, I believe he's like from the country. I believe he's from the country. Country and hood are like, they're alike, but they're not really alike. It's like two different dynamics. It's different. It's different in its own way. So, let me just look up the story. So basically, he's under investigation by the police. Yeah, he's just under investigation by the police. He was on IG Live listening. He can be heard and seen rapping to some NBA young boy while flashing a gun. Very shortly after the video was posted, the Grizzlies announced that Ja would be stepping away from the team for at least the next 2 games. It said Morant meanwhile took responsibility for his actions and apologized to his team and his fans. In his statement, Ja Morant vowed to take some time away and to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and overall well-being. Some people are saying that, you know, this might be a way that Ja Morant buries his NBA career. All I can tell y'all is that he's a young man. He's alive. I feel like, first of all, he's a man with money. He's a young man with money, and can't nobody, I'm not even like, besides the people who are like correspondents and sportscasters and people who actually have had money, us people who are not in the same reality as Ja Morant can't really speak on it because we don't have the same amount of money as him. We don't have the same amount of money as him. We don't have access to things that he has access to. But I'm not saying that gives him a right to passage, or it's an excuse for him to go be acting like this and be putting it all on the internet for everybody to see. And like putting up this image of like, hey, he's this guy from the hood, this guy from the slums or anything like that. I would just say, man, I would rather Ja Morant go back to being that guy who just plays basketball and keeps his head down, bro. Like you remember how what's his name? How Westbrook used to be before everybody started like downing him and stuff. He would never really talk to the media like that. He would just play basketball and mind his business. Kind of like, sort of like how Kawhi Leonard is. Kawhi Leonard never really used to talk to the media. He would just play basketball and mind his business. Why can't John Morant, bro, just do that. Just play basketball and mind your business. Yeah, you messed up. Yeah, you did this and did that. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and shun you. As a black man, I want you to do better for yourself, bro. I want you to do better for yourself. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how to spend your money because it's your money, and I have never been in the same tax bracket as you. I don't really care about your money. I just care about your representation, because there's kids that look up to you. You know, there are kids who want to play basketball because of you. There are kids who want to do all sorts of things because they see you as an adult. Even though you are young yourself, you still have a responsibility being in the position that you're in. And don't be like don't be like some of the basketball players or the black basketball players who have had their opportunities but have literally had everything in their hand and destroyed it by going and doing things off of whatever, or things off of reaction because, you know, the internet is at our disposal. Don't make that mistake, bro. Like, I'm just wishing and praying for him to just play basketball. You know, not saying you can't be you, but bro, you gonna keep on getting these criticisms from people like Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith, who, you know, even though Shannon Sharpe is an athlete, I don't feel like he knows the struggle of an NBA basketball player. So I mean, but it's corporate entities of the other that's paying him to talk bad about you. It's corporate entities of the other that are paying Stephen A. Smith to talk bad about you. So bro, what I would say is continue to be a role model and work on your positivity, bro. Or work on your positivity. I ain't gonna sit here and bash you or nothing like that. I just pray you can, you know, come up out of this, man. Because the last thing anybody would want is for you to just not have a job anymore, not have your dream that you work so hard for be crushed because of, you know, a stupid decision. So now, next story is so if you don't know who this person is, on the screen I'm going to be telling you that this is Playboi Carti, and he's an American rapper, singer, and songwriter from Atlanta, Georgia. He first gained popularity in 2017 with his hit song Magnolia and his self-titled debut mixtape of the same name. He has since released multiple successful projects and collaborated with several notable artists in the hip-hop industry. Carti is known for his unique style, which blends trap music and punk rock and incorporates elements of mumble rap. He has also gained attention for his fashion sense and his association with prominent artists such as Lil Uzi and A$AP Rocky. Now, I say all of that to get to what I'm about to get into. So, a woman who was at Rolling Loud said that she left Playboi Carti's performance because it was too, quote, demonic. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen a Playboi Carti set before, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you when I say all he does is he does this loud. He does like a loud screaming thing. Me personally, I don't get it. He does like this really loud screaming thing. It's almost kind of like, I can't describe it, but you know, Playboi Carti, like, I don't consider him a rapper. If that makes any sense. I don't consider him a rapper. Some of these rappers want to be rock stars so much that they are willing to do whatever it is that the original like rock and roll people used to do like back in the day, and you know, even today, rock and roll, metal, punk rock people do. Like, and it's not the same. I'm gonna be honest and tell you, it's I don't feel like it's the same. Like, you can't do their style and just like, no, it doesn't work that way. I don't feel like it. Like, you mixing trap music and rock, that's fine, that's cool, but like at the same time, it's like, bro, it's two different lanes. But the woman said that she left because it was too much satanistic things going on. So let's just listen to what she had to say.
It was safe for like, I don't know if y'all hear that mess behind me that I'm leaving.
God,
something is not right with that. Jesus, in Jesus' name, I'm walking up and down through this Rolling Loud concert praying, clutching my pearls, because that sounds like some mess. I can't. Lord God, fix it. That's crazy. I don't even want y'all to hear this. That's how negative and demonic, and his soul is literally. It was safe for like, I don't know if y'all hear that.
I don't know if y'all could hear like that video. Like within that video, he's like really screaming, and like you hear like this like drowned out bass. I don't know if anybody, like, I don't think people learned from like the Travis Scott thing, you know, the very unfortunate concert that took some lives. Imagery in rap music is everything, and you know, there are a lot of symbolism that goes on shirts and hats and things of that nature. So I truly believe that this is why I don't go to concerts. I don't go to any concerts. I don't even go to I won't even go to like an R&B concert, a Christian concert. I won't go because, like, I don't know. First of all, I don't want to be around that many people. I don't like music festivals because of that. It's just so crowded. Why would somebody want to go and see their favorite artist and just be crowded with a bunch of people? That's first of all. Why would you want to be like, I'm sorry, maybe it's the introvert in me, but why would somebody want to be that close to other people that they don't know? And by the way, some of those people at those concerts or at those music festivals be so geeked out of their mind that they don't even know what's really going on. So imagine a Playboi Carti concert. Playboi Carti is jumping up and down. He's screaming. And most of all his fans who are there to see him are all on the same type of time and he is on. So, you know, like I said, it goes back to him mixing his style being rap music and rock music. I don't even consider what he does rap music. I'm gonna be honest with you. Rap music is a tool used to help people who came from the streets get out the streets and do something more positive with themselves. And rap is supposed to be something that, when we look at it, it originally was people who came from the streets talking about what they used to see in the streets, almost kind of like the news. But it's not like that anymore. They have taken it and made it into whatever they made it today. And, you know, it's now, there's like a subgenre of something called mumble rap, obviously. There are so many different styles. Some of them are worth being here. Some of them are worth not being here. And I don't really think the mumble rap genre should still be in existence or a topic, but it is still here. But yeah, we go and look at these. Go and look at the comments of that same TikTok video. It says, "Yeah, that's horrifying. He sound like something possessed him, and it's screeching from the dark pits of hell. I definitely heard demons screaming. I just saw a video of a guy getting possessed during his set, bruh. To be honest, I went to one of his concerts, and let me tell you, the devil was for sure inside. I did the same exactly. Left that Cardi set praying to God. I almost cried for real. I wouldn't even sit in his performance. Everything about him screams demonic. That's what I picture hell to sound. Sounds like monsters. Yo, can I feel it through my phone? I can, it says, yo, I can feel it through my phone. Absolutely not. That woman shouldn't have been at that Rolling Loud festival at all. You know? If it's not like look at it like this. If it's not acts that are like mumble rappers that are doing whatever Playboy Cardi's doing, it's your street rapper talking about serving fiends and slapping females and telling people to do drugs on their songs. Like, the whole industry is whack. The whole industry is bugged with a bunch of things that are not good for our ears to be hearing, man. Like, rap is in its however many 50th year or whatever, and hip hop and or rap is still on the same thing. It used to be a thing where you equally had as much positivity on one side as much as the negativity. Not saying that there's not positive rap out there, because you can find it. I mean, but the negativity still flows like the Nile River now, like, you know, in these times, you know. I'm just praying that everybody looks at this as a good gateway to just, man, find God, bro. Find God. Try to find a way to listen to some better music, man, because this music, I don't know, man. I don't listen to Playboy Cardi. Now, have I heard his music? Yes, I've heard his music, and I personally don't see the appeal of him. I don't see what people like about the baby voice mumbling or the screaming. So I think I heard ASAP Ferg say that that Magnolia song is like his rendition of like what James Brown did back in the day, which is a slap in the face. If you ask me, that's a slap in the face. That is absolutely not. That's absolutely not what that is. That is nowhere near the same thing. But I guess, man. But this should be a great way for people to go find better things to help. You know, better things to make, like better forms of art, better forms of music. Because this ain't it. This ain't it at all, man. This right here got to be probably the most nastiest stories I've ever like read. The Fountain Police Department said Andrea Soriano was arrested on July 2022 on felony charges, including SA on a child by one in a position of trust as well as SA on a child. Now, she has accepted a plea deal with prosecutors, and the teenager's parents are outraged. They are quoted as saying, "I feel like my son is robbed of his childhood," the teen's mother told KKTV. Now, he's having to be a father. He's a victim, and he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. She also said she is frustrated, noting that she believes things would be different in a case involving an older man and a younger girl. I feel like if she was a man and he was a little girl, it would definitely be different. The teen's mother told KKTV they would be seeking more. I feel like because he is not a woman, they are not. They are having compassion for her. KKTV reported that Soriano will be required to register as a offender, and the judge could sentence her to 10 years to life on offender intensive supervised probation. Soriano will avoid any jail time since the district's office dropped the original charges to a lesser charge that does not come with mandatory jail time. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the as I stated when I first started this. This is probably the nastiest story I have ever heard this year. It's so weird how the justice system treats a woman who commits such acts as this versus how a man would be treated if it were the other way around. And honestly, it's very biased. It's very biased and lenient to women for some reason. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If she committed a disgusting act as this, she should be put under the fire. She should be doing jail time. But somehow they have compassion over this. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. And I would venture to wonder, does this woman have, before all this happened, does this woman have children of her own? And I would like to wonder how would she feel if she does have kids? If if the shoe was on the other foot and it was something that happened to her kids, how would she feel about it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And then, wow. And this happened where? It happened in El Paso. This is and then is it a thing where was she a babysitter or something like that? This woman was a babysitter. Let me look a little further into this because it's crazy, man. This is crazy. This whole entire story is just sick, very sick. Cause I don't know, man. Let's see here real quick. Y'all give me a second. So she's 31 years old, by the way. Let me look into it further if I can. See here. Okay, let me see. I don't think that's the same story. That might be a different story. Yeah, that's a different story. Oh, okay. This is actually in Colorado. Okay, this is actually in Colorado. So, man, there's nothing else I could really find on it. I mean, everything is saying the same. There's nothing else to the story except the fact that she's 31 years old. She gave birth to a baby by the 13-year-old boy, and she's avoiding jail time. That's pretty much it. I mean, this is a disgusting story. I feel for the 13-year-old, and I feel even more for the parents, because now he's a father to a baby, and he's still a baby. It's sick. As sick as it, as sick as it is, and is, I'm not, there are people who have had babies young at this age, but it hasn't been like this. Every time I hear a story like this, it's just like, whoa, how do you even, and I believe also they're trying to gain custody of the baby from the woman, this woman right here, the parents of the child who is has a baby by this 31-year-old lady. They're trying to get custody of the baby so she doesn't have any contact with the child, with the baby that she had. This is something that cannot be explained. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even trying to laugh at this. It's just, I'm hysterical over this, man. I couldn't imagine if I had a child. And they went through this sort of thing, boy or girl. It's then another thing would be, it's how do you, if I'm the parents of the boy, it's how do you even explain this to a 13-year-old boy? He hasn't even hit puberty yet. How do you explain? It's such a traumatic experience to have to explain to a 13-year-old boy that hey, you're basically a father. You're basically a father, and you were abused. He has to live through so much therapy because of this BS. I don't even know what else to say, honestly. Listen, man, I'm gonna need McDonald's to back up, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., Brahms, what else? What's another burger joint? Sonic. What else? Even though I like them, Five Guys. I'm gonna need who else? In-N-Out. Who else? Wendy's. Dairy Queen. Virtually every fast food chain that sell burgers to back up and bow down to the throne, bro. Listen, a new study reveals that Texas restaurant chain Whataburger, and yes, I said it correctly because that's how we be saying it down here in Texas. Whataburger has the healthiest cheeseburger on the fast food market. When you're getting fast food, the last thing you'll probably worry about is its health factor. But if you frequent the big orange W, the big orange W in the sky, you might be eating one of the healthiest fast food burgers in the country. The saying goes, everything is bigger in Texas, but can everything be healthier in Texas? A study conducted by gambling.com, that's a funny study, gambling.com, found America's healthiest cheeseburgers. Whataburger has the country's most healthiest cheeseburger. The Whataburger with cheese performs well in all four categories without topping any. It has the second lowest fat and calorie content per ounce in the entire study, of which contributes to the sandwich earning a final score of 8.4. I would probably give it a higher rating because, you know, I'm just biased like that. But it also performs well in the salt and sugar categories, putting this chain that's operated in the US for over 70 years at the top of the list, the study said. So, I don't need to tell anybody who's, you know what I'm saying, from the South. Y'all, like Texas, y'all know. We know. There's a Whataburger down my street right now I could go to. We know how good our burgers are. You know, the funny part is we have In-N-Out here in Texas, and I don't see the hype. That's just me. I don't care for In-N-Out burger that much. I'm gonna be fair and honest with you. The burgers are small. You know, the burgers are small. The fries are small. I don't see it, you know? None of these places can hold a candle to Whataburger. But see, the problem is that, like, while Whataburger is amazing, Whataburger is still expensive at the same time. If you want, you know, you have to break a 20 to go eat at Whataburger. I'm gonna be honest with you. But most of the time when you do that, it's worth the money. You know, it's worth the wait. It be long lines at every Whataburger, but it's worth the wait. It's worth sitting in that line. It be lines on the inside when you go inside the order, but it be worth the wait when you get your food. You know, it's not one single solitary time for the amount of time I've lived in Texas where I have ever had a bad experience with Whataburger. Like, I have never had a bad experience. I've never had, you know, anything soggy. Nothing's been soggy. The meat, the burger has always been fresh. The fries have always been fresh. You know, Whataburger is not just like excellent on like the food experience. It's like their customer service is everything as well. So it's not just healthy. Like, I don't know about, I don't know that Whataburger is like that healthy. And if they are, cool. But for the most part, it's a hamburger. Hamburgers aren't really supposed to be healthy in the first place anyway. But hey, we talking about Whataburger, and you know, Whataburger is home team. I don't care what this is Texas, bro. It's home team or nothing, you know. So we will take that W. We gonna take that W, and yeah, it's up from here, and it's been up, and it's always gonna be up for Whataburger, man. Come on now. You know, before I start this video, I just want to say that, like, we are pretty much rewinding back to when. Let me find that clip of let me find that clip of when Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis was I think they said something about how they don't take showers every single day. Let me find that real quick. I'm not even gonna put the video up. I'm just gonna like play the audio. Let me find it really fast. Find this thing real quick, because this is definitely gonna work so well in this video that I'm about to play. In this other video I'm about to review. Let me see. No, that's not. Well, what's it doing? Why is this coming up on here? It's this one. And then, hold on. So yeah, I'm just gonna play this. Forget it. We're just gonna play this really fast as a reference.
What's going on? What's up? What? Oh my god.
It's water. It's water.
You're putting water on your children?
I know.
You're trying to melt them?
No, that's not the one. That's not what I was looking for. Let me see. Oh yeah, I think this is it right here. I think this is it. Maybe.
Out of my face.
Okay.
I've now invested in really expensive esthetician. Like, I go in, I'm like, just give me chemicals and laser. Like, I don't need it to be organic. No. If it don't burn, it's not doing anything.
I agree. All their lasering off is all face and basically they're taking all those crazy products, lasering them off, and then just back to you.
Every time I come home from a treatment, he's always like, what did you do to your face?
You just waded perfectly into a pre-existing argument between Monica and I. We've been fighting for a month now. I told her to stop washing her body with soap. I said, tits, slits, and pits. That's an armchair. You came up with that, not me.
And then I added soles and holes.
Soles and holes. But you should not be getting rid of all the natural oil on your skin with a bar of soap every day. It's insane.
Do you guys wash your whole body?
Water.
I don't wash my body with soap every day.
Okay, good. That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
But I wash pits and tits and holes and soap.
Slits.
I wash the slits. I wash my slits and my tits.
I wash my armpits, my crotch daily, and nothing else ever.
You don't?
Exactly.
Wait,
Look
you
at
guys.
his. Let's talk about his skin.
I got a bar, a Lever 2000.
There we
It
go.
just delivers every time.
Textbook soap.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
That's true.
I can't believe I'm in the minority here of washing my whole body in the shower. I can't, like,
So weird.
who taught you?
All right, we're gonna stop there. We're gonna stop there. Now that's a good reference point for this, right? Now, hold on. Hold the phone. We're coming back over here. Good reference point for this. Now, Tom Segura says he doesn't wash his legs and feet because I'm not black. Let's just play the clip.
Try it even yet?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
washes.
I'm not going to wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
So you don't wash your legs and your feet, which also leads me to think that you don't take showers at all or take baths at all. It's like, bro, this stuff just speaks for itself. I don't even need to say nothing. Like it's clear cut.
Clearly,
Well, and he's
the only one here who took the day off washes his legs and feet. No, I don't think it's a black thing. I think using a washcloth is for poor people, but I
Yeah.
don't think that washing your legs and feet is
What?
I agree. I think the washcloth is a poor
What?
person thing. Did you try it?
Did he just say that using a washcloth is for poor people? So is he meaning to say that like black people who use washcloths are poor? Just because I want to accurately scrub all the dirt off of my body at the end of the day, all of the stink of the day off of my body, that doesn't make me poor. That makes me smart. That doesn't make me poor for wanting to use a washcloth to accurately get oils and every other sort of thing off of my body that's not supposed to be there. Like I need a dermatologist to comment on this video, because if that was supposed to be funny, it wasn't. It wasn't. It sounded like just like I said, it sounded like he was trying to say that like black people are poor people who use washcloths. I mean, I get what I guess the feet and the legs thing is a joke, but at the end of the day, there's even another clip of this show called The Neighborhood or something like that. It's with Tanisha Arnold and Cedric the Entertainer. There's like a scene where because I believe they have like white neighbors, and there's like a debate about using a bar of soap by itself versus taking the soap and using a washcloth. And most black people use a washcloth. Some use the little scrubber thing or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't cross my mind what the hell that thing is called, but they use that, or they use a loofah, or point is we use something to scrub us other than the bar of soap, which is just disgusting. Like, you getting all your same bacteria that's on your body on the soap, so you rubbing the bar of soap with your bacteria and then trying to rub the soap all over your body when you already got the bacteria on your body and the bacteria is going on the soap. So really, you're not really cleaning nothing. And I don't know, you mix that with at my job, sometimes I've had encounters where I have been in the same vicinity as, you know, those people, and I just have smelt the worst smells at times. God awful smells that I wish I could just go back and not smell. And you mix that Ashton Kutcher clip with this clip right here, and it's just like, some of those people are nasty and don't be taking showers. That's what it boils down to. And if they do take a shower, they don't really be taking a shower. They take the bar soap and just be rubbing it all over their body. And that's nasty. You ain't cleaning nothing. If that's how it is. Okay, so Joel Santana talks about how New York fell off in hip hop. Then the South came. Then came the South. So before I play the video, I'm gonna tell you that New York has never fell off in hip hop. It has had to take a back seat, in my opinion. I'm gonna be fair and honest and say that in the 90s, New York was on top of the world. New York was the biggest place that had, like, New York was running everything. Even though the South was out during the 90s, New York had it. Come on, man. Do I need to name every single act that came from New York that was big in the golden era of hip hop during the 90s? Come on, bro. They had it. They had it. They had hip hop in a chokehold. Now, New York has, in my opinion, two cheat codes. And that is the reason why they will never fall off in hip hop to me. The frame and structure of hip hop may change, but you cannot take New York out of hip hop. You cannot. Number one, of course, New York is the birthplace of hip hop. You can never take that away from New York City. You can never ever say anything about New York not being part of hip hop. New York will always be part of hip hop because they are the birthplace. Number two, New York is also the marketing structure for all music, let alone hip hop music. So for the factor of number one, number two, by default, New York is the biggest market for hip hop. And then you have Los Angeles, and then you have whatever places under those two, under New York and LA. New York is the biggest marketing place. If you're an artist and you're signed to a label, not even signed to a label, if you're an artist and you want to make it big, you have to go to New York. You have to go to Los Angeles if you want people to know who you are. So those two cheat codes is the reason why New York will never fall off, like, as a whole to me. They will never fall off. Yes, they might take a back seat. Yes, they might, New York's rap scene might disappear for a second, but you cannot take New York out of it at all. So now we're gonna play this video and we're gonna see what Joel Santana says.
To compare us to, so we forgot about the world and only focused on New York. Who's the best in New York? Who's the king of New York? Everything was about New York, New York, New York.
That's true.
And the world was just creeping up. Atlanta niggas was doing shit. It was so much going on outside of New York that we wasn't paying attention.
And now see, we can attribute that to the Source Awards when it was a predominantly New York crowd and they were booing anything that was not New York, like West Coast music or Southern music. They were booing it, right? And when Andre 3000 got up on stage and said the South has something to say, he still got booed, you know? When West Coast rappers would go up and give their thanks, they would get booed. So it's like, there's a biasness in, there is a biasness in New York when it comes to rap music, you know? They want to hear their area more than everybody else. I think that's a problem that was happening back in the day. So when it came time for New York artists to embrace artists that were not New York artists, I think they caught flack because, you know, a lot of New York hip hop fans don't want to hear nothing other than New York artists. I mean, unfortunately.
Because niggas was so caught up on New York. Like, and niggas was, I mean, thinking niggas from the South ain't as smart as they was, or thinking country niggas is just country niggas. You understand what I'm saying? And long and behold, shit turned. Script.
And then, you know, also with what he's saying, I remember, I don't know if if the clip even is online anymore. There's a clip of Havoc from Mobb Deep basically just taking his time to just trash the South. He's taking his time to trash the South, right? And I believe he called out Pimp C. I can't remember. I don't know if that clip is online or not. Let me see if I can find it. But I'll add it. I'll add all of these moments at the end of this. At the end of it. But yeah, I vividly remember Havoc basically trashing the South. I also remember when DJ K Slay, you know, rest in peace, he trashed the South as well. And I believe he had a little back and forth going on with Jay Electronica, who is from New Orleans, of course. So everything Joel Santana is saying is actually facts.
It flipped on niggas like BAM!
Laughing cuz.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now look, I mean, but it is what it is. That's how shit happens. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's no love, you know, it's a good thing for music.
But y'all were some of the people that, I mean, y'all were some of the few that were embracing, you know,
the South. Yeah, Dipset was embracing the South, of course. Like literally the only people that were embracing every other part of the United States was Dipset. Dipset was embracing the West Coast. Dipset was embracing the South. I believe the Midwest too. Like, bro, they was embracing everybody. They was the only ones that was really heavy on that Southern culture, like trying to like open New Yorkers' eyes to like, hey, the South got good rappers too. We not the only ones. You know, the East Coast is not the only region, you know?
Regions and all that.
We always got love outside of New York. Yeah. See, we saw that. That's the thing. We saw that it was a lot going on outside of New York. Yeah. And we wanted to be a part of it. That's why I feel like we lost with music too, though, honestly, right?
I mean, but like I said, yeah, Dipset definitely embraced the South. They even took a lot of the Southern rappers' styles and kind of ran with it for a while. They were taking some of the Southern rapper styles and running with it. But I mean, I felt like in the long run, hanging out with a lot of Southern rappers and really giving some of the Southern rappers their flowers, they had a right to passage to pay homage to those Southern rappers by using their style, you know, not really necessarily stealing it, but like just, you know, paying homage to the South. So I definitely feel like that's the reason why Dipset would really be getting like a lot of radio play in like places like Texas and Louisiana and Florida and whatnot, because they really had respect for the South more than a lot of East Coast rappers. So Chris Rock finally responds to the slap that happened, I believe, last year, in which Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on live TV for the whole world to see, and it became a whole internet meme. He has a new special out called Selective Rage, which I had like a chance to see like a little bit of it. I haven't really watched everything, but I have seen the part where he talks about the Will Smith thing. And man, let me tell you something. Let me see if I could like, I'm not even gonna put the video up. I'm just gonna, hold on. I'll just give me a second. All right. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna play it, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna put the video up. I'm just gonna put up, you know, pieces of it, of the pieces of it in audio form, and yeah, I'm just gonna comment in between all that. So let's go.
Y'all know what happened to me. Getting smacked by Suge Smith. Getting nose. Yes, it happened. I got smacked like a year ago. Like last week, I got smacked.
He said last week.
By this motherfucker. People like didn't hurt. It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ear.
Now, as you know, he has been saving his comment or comments about what he was gonna say for like the longest of time. Everybody wanted to know what Chris Rock thought about what happened to him at the Oscars. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like in a lot of ways, the best thing Chris Rock could have done was be quiet about it. And honestly, I'm gonna be fair. If he never talked about it, that would have been cool too. Because it'll be like a thing of like mystery. Like it has been a mystery. Like, dang, what does he think about it? What, like, you know, is he gonna say anything about it? Bro, you literally were embarrassed on national television. So I think this is definitely, I think my whole thing is like this. I feel like you can't tell somebody how to react. You can't tell somebody who was a victim of something that happened to them, but is not playing like their victim. You can't tell them how to react. And especially somebody like Chris Rock, who is a comedian. He's a public entertainer. So it's like, it's his job to tell jokes. Why would movie star Will Smith get up on stage and do that in front of everybody? First of all, you're black. Second of all, the person you assaulted is black. Y'all supposed to be brothers. Y'all have known each other for like quite the longest time. How would you let yourself succumb to all the backlash that has been put out by yourselves, all the things that have happened and that y'all have put on the internet, and that has been seen by the internet and has been commented on by legitimately all your fans, all spectators, all haters, and just decide to hit him on stage like that? I don't know.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gayle crying. No. It's never gonna happen. No. Fuck that shit. I took that hit like Pacquiao, okay? Shit, man. Did it hurt? Yeah, motherfucker, it hurt. And people are, well, you guys are fighting all the time. We're not fighting. First of all, I know you can't tell on camera. Will Smith is significantly bigger than me. We're not the same size, okay? We're not. This guy, Will Smith does movies with his shirt off. You've never seen me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater. Corn and booty tag. I did not have any entanglement. And for people that don't know, and everybody know, Will Smith and his wife was fucking her son's friend. Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? We all been cheated on. Everybody in here has been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel?
And yet again, he's referring to the entanglement with Jada and August Alsina, and of course the red table talk that happened with Will Smith and Jada sitting down and basically asking, you know, Jada asking Will Smith, what did you think about it, and blase, so on and so forth.
Fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call him motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a
Wow.
and the trick champs called him a fucking bitch.
And at this point,
Everybody called him a bitch and called his wife a
and at this point, it don't even feel like a joke anymore. It just feels like he's just getting it out. It don't even feel like a joke anymore. It just feels like he's just getting out what he's been holding in for like the longest. He's been holding it in. Remember, he said that he didn't get, like, if y'all notice, Chris Rock didn't go to the internet. He didn't go to Wendy Williams. He didn't go to Oprah. He didn't go to The View. He didn't go to The Talk. He didn't go to none of these places and tell them what he thought about Will Smith hitting him. That's how you know it's for real and it's deep like that. He locked it all away for the right moment to deliver all of the dragon he could drag out of the Smith family. Not even just Will and Jay, but the Smith family, bro. He been waiting to get his vengeance, and he finally did. I don't care what nobody say. The most dangerous person in the world is somebody who holds on and suppresses every emotion, anger-wise, every fiery thought that they have about something, and when they finally release it, you better stay home and don't come outside. Telling you.
What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? Whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for Emancipation. The biggest piece of shit ever, okay? And then so the nigga gives me a fucking concussion. No, not Emancipation. I fucked up the joke. Concussion. She fucking said he should quit because Will didn't get nominated for concussion. What the fuck? What the fuck? So did I do some jokes about it? Who gives a fuck? That's how it is. She starts it, I finish it, okay? That's what the fuck happened.
Now, if y'all don't know, let's go back in history. So, Chris Rock did, I believe he hosted the Oscars back in like 2016, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this is around the time that, just like he said, Will Smith didn't get nominated for a movie called Concussion, in which he played like a Nigerian doctor. It was the doctor who had discovered like concussions were happening with NFL football players, and they did a movie on that. And they had Will Smith play the Nigerian doctor, and he did that movie, and it was like, I believe it was horribly received. I believe it was horribly received. It was a horribly received movie. I think Will Smith was so overwhelmed by the fact that he didn't get nominated by that they turned that into a whole thing where like, oh yeah, we should boycott the Oscars. We should boycott the Oscars because Will Smith is a very decorated actor and it's a crime that he didn't get, nominated, and they tried to turn it into a thing where it's like black actors and actresses don't get showcased enough at the Oscars, which that's true, but I feel like Will and Jada were selfish and tried to make it about them and not about black actresses and black actors and black directors and black writers who don't get showcased enough at the Oscars. So they turned that into a thing where it was like hashtag Oscars so white. So what did the Oscars do? They got Chris Rock to host the Oscars, and Chris Rock made jokes about Will and Jada. He's a comedian. Like that's what a comedian does. A comedian tells jokes. I don't understand this constant urge for people to try to control what a comedian says. A comedian is not supposed to. A comedian is not supposed to make you feel comfortable with the jokes they say. They're not. There are comedians who make jokes about every single race, religion, creed, yellow, whatever, and still and they come under fire. They come under backlash. That is why comedians, they probably have one of the most dangerous jobs. They try their best to talk about everything and turn it into a joke to make light of certain situations. And then also, comedians are there to make you feel uncomfortable while feeling comfortable. They'll talk about something you like, and then they'll talk about something you don't like. That's what a comedian does. And their job is constantly being mandated and regulated by cancel culture, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what happened with that is why this whole that is what it really happened. That's how we got here to the slap. It's all because of the Oscars and how they were upset. Will and Jada were upset that he didn't get nominated for a movie, by the way, a movie that wasn't really well received in the first place, for an Oscar. And then he comes back and slaps Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife. And then after he gets slapped, they allow that same person who went up and slapped somebody on stage to get his award. And then he sat up there and cried. Like, what? If let's just say Amy Schumer was up on stage, right? And Demi Moore got up and slapped Amy Schumer, I'm sure Demi Moore wouldn't have been able to go up on stage later on to accept no damn award. I don't think that would have happened. But they totally misdirected this whole situation by allowing Will Smith to really get on stage and get an award. Like, bro, I would have told bro, like, nah, man, you just created a whole hostile environment by slapping somebody on stage. It's embarrassing. Like I said, you can't tell nobody. You can't tell somebody. You can't tell somebody who is a victim in a situation like this how to react. And then Chris Rock ain't like on TV, on the internet, boo-hooing and crying about it. So he's a victim, but he's not playing the victim card. He's going on about his life. He's tried his best to suppress it for this moment. So, man,
concussion. And then this nigga gives me a fucking concussion, okay? What the fuck, man? I love Will Smith. My whole life I love this nigga. I saw him open up for Run DMC at the Nassau Coliseum. These niggas make brand new funk. I love this nigga. He made some great movies. I have rooted for Will Smith my whole life. I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped.
Now, honestly, it's safe to say that this relationship, you can tell from like going to go actually watch this whole entire this part of the special that Chris Rock is actually like hurt that like bro would even go that far with him. Like I just said in the last part, like what you just heard him say, he's like, bro, I have rooted for this dude like since we both been in the business of entertainment. I have thoroughly enjoyed his movies. Like they were really friends, for real friends. And it's like now the relationship I don't think will ever be repaired. No, it doesn't matter how many times Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock. And then now Chris Rock has responded, and I don't feel like I don't feel like anything can help this. Whatever relationship they had as friends, I don't think it'll ever be repaired. It's too much embarrassment. It's too much. Like the internet is never gonna let Will Smith forget this, and the internet is definitely never gonna let Chris Rock forget this. And you know what's even more crazy, that after all of this, now we get to the point where like people are, there are black people who do not like Chris Rock at all. There are black people who do not like Chris Rock at all because of, there's like a clip back then of Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais sitting on a show, and Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais dropped the N-word, and Chris Rock doesn't do nothing. So that's one reason I believe. And people also say that he's like a comedian who makes fun of black people more than white people or something like that. Some mess like that. Like, it goes back to my argument again, man. Comedians are supposed to make fun of everything. Comedians are not supposed to just coddle any situation. Comedians are supposed to make fun of everything. But cancel culture just keeps trying to regulate every single entity inside of the comedy space. That it's hard to be a comedian because cancel culture wants to coddle wants whatever group to be coddled. It's like Dave Chappelle can't talk about the LGBTQ community, but it's okay for him to talk about his own people, right? He can talk about white people, but the moment he says anything about GAY people, then that's when it's wrong. That's when it's not funny. When he start making fun of like presidents or something like that, that's when it's not funny. Like, comedians are not here to only make y'all laugh. They're here to make y'all think too. Just remember that whenever you go look at a special, like, comedians are not only here to make you laugh, but they're here to make you think, and they're here to make you uncomfortable as well. So I think, generally speaking, in my opinion, Chris Rock responded the way only Chris Rock can respond. If you don't like it, don't watch Chris Rock's specials anymore. Don't don't look at anything that has to do with Chris Rock. Don't slandering his name on the internet ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing. Chris Rock is still gonna be famous tomorrow. Chris Rock is still gonna have money tomorrow. Chris Rock is still gonna have a fan base of people that support him, whether you like it or not. Sorry, that's just what I think about it. I mean, the only thing, like, this is just honestly, at the end of the day, this is between those three people. Will Smith, regardless of the backlash he has received for slapping another black man on television, he still has money, he's still famous, and he still has a production company, and he still has family that love him. So it's like, this is between the three of them at the end of the day.